In the beginning of the drama, we see our male lead Jian, whose whole world was only and only his mom. He loved her very much. One day, suddenly there was an entry in his life of his dad's mystery scout wife and her son, who not only used to torture him a lot. They even sent his mom to a mental hospital and transferred some shares of her company in their own names. And then one day, right in front of his eyes, they killed his mom. Suddenly his eyes fell on Mr. Chin, who was not only their neighbor, but also a shareholder in the company. After that, he decided that no matter what happens, he will definitely take revenge for his mom's death from both Mr. Chin and Mei Ling. However, Miss Mei Ling even tried to kill him too. But at that time, the nanny saved him and always kept reminding him that you must never forget the revenge for your mom's death. You have to teach a lesson to the people who did bad to you. He wanted his home and his mom's company back from those people. The nanny had made his heart like a stone so that he should not show mercy to anyone. Next day, we are shown the funeral scene of Mr. Chin. Here we see our female lead Juhee, who is his only daughter, was looking very sad, and suddenly our Jian also enters in this funeral with red roses and was congratulating everyone, saying thank God he died. Hearing this, Juhee gets angry and says, "Who are you, and how can you say such things about him?" Well, he introduces himself in front of everyone as John and also says that now he is going to become the new director of the company. He had already transferred some shares of her dad in his own name. Seeing all this, Juhee gets angry. Meanwhile, he holds her hand and says, "You can say whatever you want, but for now, whoever tries to mourn here will definitely become my enemy." And then, while pushing her down, he directly reaches outside his house with his men. Finally, he had taken back his mom's house from these people too. A lot of memories of him and his mom were connected with that place. He throws Juhee out of the house, saying, "This is my house, and you do not need to stay here." She became very upset. First, she lost her dad, and on the other hand, now she was thrown out of the house too. At night, suddenly it starts raining, and his eyes fall on Juhee because she had not left from there at all. She was still sitting there. He reaches near her with an umbrella. She keeps saying, "Please let me stay in this house. Whatever you ask me to do, I am ready to do that." He also says, "Okay, I want you. Can you hand yourself over to me?" And she agreed, saying yes, absolutely. Hearing this, our Jian started smiling and said, "Wow, you are in such a hurry." After that, he lifts her up and leaves from there with her. Next scene, as soon as Madam Nanny came to know that you allowed your enemy's daughter to stay in the house, then how could you even do that? Do you not know that her dad killed your mom? He says, "No, it is not like that. I am not showing sympathy to her. Instead, I allowed her to stay in my house only to take my revenge. Whatever I suffered, Juhee will also have to suffer the same." In childhood, he also knew Juhee. They both used to be very good friends, but now because of her dad, he had become Juhee's enemy too. Meanwhile, he had ordered that Juhee's stuff should be thrown out of the house, but she reaches there with a complaint, saying, "If you have allowed me to stay in the house, then why can my things not stay here too?" Then he starts throwing her stuff down, saying, "What is even so important in this that you are caring so much about it?" While trying to take her teddy bear, not only does she herself fall in the pool, but she also makes Jian fall too. He gets angry at her, saying, "What do you think of yourself?" Well, when he points at her, then she slaps him back. And to take revenge for this slap, he starts forcefully kissing her. She slaps him again, saying, "How dare you do this?" Then he holds her hand and says, "Look, if you continuously keep doing this, then I will keep kissing you too. Now you yourself think what you want to do next." And she takes her teddy bear and leaves from there. On the other hand, Mei Ling is in very bad condition because of tension. She was discussing with her son that with so much difficulty, they got rid of Chin. Now, where did this Jian come from? Nobody knows who he is. Investigate him. And as for Juhee, the shares in her name must come into our names at any cost. Then maybe we can get the chairman's seat. So you only have to make a place in her heart. She gives some instructions to her son too. Juhee was cleaning the house when our Jian comes there and says, "Why are you making such an innocent face? Do you want my sympathy? Because like this, nobody will stop you from doing work here." Then Nanny says, "No, I only told her to do the house cleaning and all." Now, while she was keeping her luggage in her room, her eyes suddenly fall on her dad's photo too. She was missing him a lot. Just then the nanny comes there and along with her luggage starts throwing away her dad's photo too, saying, "You do not need to keep your dad's things here." Meanwhile, while seeing all this, our Jian suddenly arrives there, saying, "What exactly is going on here?" Meanwhile, while she was protecting her stuff, his eyes fall on the injury on Juhee's hand. For now, after handling the matter here, he leaves from there with the nanny. She becomes very emotional while holding her dad's photo. On the other hand, the nanny reaches the basement and gets lost in old memories of how Miss Mei Ling used to lock poor Jian inside this room. He used to keep crying and shouting, saying, "Let me out." But they never did that. That is why she was very angry, because she had seen all these things with her own eyes, and how dare Mr. Chin do all this? How could he kill Jian's mom? After that, she was taking revenge from his daughter Juhee only. Jian had already seen how her hand got injured, so he calls Juhee and gives her medicine. She gets shocked thinking, can this stone-hearted person actually be this kind too? Even after doing so much investigation, Mei Ling could still not find details about Jian. Still, they did not give up and said whatever his reason is for coming into this company, I will find it out at any cost. In front of them, he had come with the new identity of John. That he is actually Jian was completely unknown to these people. At night, they arranged a shareholders party because the new director had been appointed. So he starts telling everyone about his own rules and also says that today the former chairman's daughter will serve all of you. While seeing her serving drinks, Mei Ling calls her to the side and starts provoking her against Jian, saying you should join the company. Anyway, your dad had once been the former chairman of that company. Your only job will be to keep an eye on Jian. Whatever tiny details you find out about him, you must tell us everything. She also agrees and says okay. We come to know that at this same place these madam had killed Jian's mom, meaning Mr. Jihao had no fault behind all this. Instead, all the pain and wrongdoing was done by these Mei Ling only. While seeing this, Jian also enters there and asks her, by the way, why did you leave this house? If you want to come back again, then maybe your heart still wants to come here and rule this house again. Then she says absolutely not. Neither before did I have any interest in staying in this house, nor do I have it now. After that, ignoring his words, she leaves from there. Meanwhile, according to his mom's instructions, Ming was trying to get close to Juhee when suddenly Jian comes there and pulls him away from Juhee. Then he holds her hand and takes her to the side, saying, do you not know how Ming was trying to harass you? Then she says, I do not know about him, but yes, what should I understand from what you are doing right now? Hearing this, he immediately moves away from her and starts telling her to stay away from Ming. On the other hand, seeing Mei Ling and Ming together, Nanny becomes extremely angry. She had personally started investigating against them so that she could find some evidence and send these people to jail. Next day, Juhee finally enters the company. Well, she wanted to work in the design department, but our Jian makes her his assistant instead. She also happily agrees, saying okay. Anyway, Miss Mei Ling had told her to keep informing them about his small details. So she thinks this is actually good because now I will stay with him all the time and whatever happens, I will keep telling them everything. After that, he had to go to a party, so he tells her set his dressing and everything. She does it too. Then she starts saying, do not drink too much at night. It will not be good for your health. He gets surprised thinking, does she actually care about me? At night, he returns outside his house in a drunk condition. Assistant Rue had already left him there, and his eyes were fixed only on Juhee's room. He gets lost in all his past memories of how he and Juhee used to be best friends in childhood. He used to share all his memories with her. When Mei Ling had sent his mom to the mental hospital, then Juhee was the one who took care of him from behind. If his mom had gone away, then Juhee had entered his heart like a light. But now Mr. Chin, her dad, had killed his mom, so he did not want to develop any feelings for her in his heart because at any cost he wanted revenge from her for what her dad did. Meanwhile, as soon as Juhee comes there, she sees, how did this man come into my room? Then she starts getting angry. He gets surprised and says, I did not know this was your room. Well, no problem, I will leave from here. And then suddenly he sees that she was talking with Mrs. Mei Ling. He had also received a message from Ming too. He starts getting angry, saying, oh, so you joined the company only to get close to me and you are involved with these people. I never thought you would turn out like this. And just to take out his anger, he locks her in the same basement where once Mei Ling had locked him. Meanwhile, he sits outside and gets lost in his past memories of how he used to fear the dark and kept screaming and shouting, saying, let me out from here. Then one day Juhee had come and helped him. She had even given him the teddy bear and started comforting him, saying, you can keep this with you and hug it too. After remembering all these things, suddenly he opens the door and comes near her and carries her back to the room. Seeing her crying, he wanted to comfort her, but she moves to the side. While somewhere in his heart he still had feelings for her. No matter how much he tried to act rude from outside, he could never ignore the way Juhee had supported him. After that, Nanny keeps reminding him that at any cost you must not develop any feelings for them in your heart. You only have to take revenge for your mom. He also decides that yes, absolutely, I will do exactly that. Next day in the company, she was being told that in a few days there will be voting for who will become the chairman of the company. If you also want to participate in it, then you absolutely can. You just have to win the hearts of the shareholders, and your dad invested a lot in this company, so maybe they can make you the chairwoman. Jian had already heard all these things. After that, he tells her not to follow him next time and leaves from there. Meanwhile, she comes to meet a person. She even tries to convince many people to give their vote in her favor. but everyone refuses her. While all this was happening, Jian also comes there. After going to the side, he starts getting angry at Jaehee, saying, "Now I have understood one thing, that you are not loyal at all." He was feeling very hurt that instead of taking his side, she was supporting Mei Ling and Ming. Next day, the voting day finally arrives, but all the votes go in favor of Jian only. So in this way, he becomes the chairman of the company. Mei Ling gets completely shocked by this and says, "What is this supposed to mean?" On the other hand, there were also some shares in Jaehee's name which Ming and his mom wanted badly. So his mom had ordered him at any cost to make a place in Jaehee's heart. At night, while she was working, suddenly there was thunder outside. Meanwhile, sitting inside, Jian also starts thinking about her, that maybe she is getting scared. When he goes to check on her, then he sees that Ming had already reached there to take care of her. Feeling jealous, he goes outside and starts getting drenched in the rain. As soon as Jaehee sees him, she comes with an umbrella and says, "What are you doing here?" He could not control his emotions, and in jealousy, he starts forcefully kissing her. She slaps him again and leaves from there, saying, "What do you think of yourself?" At first, he accidentally says, "I cannot tolerate this anymore. I have started liking you a lot." But then with great difficulty, he handles the situation and says, "I mean, using you like a toy is slowly becoming my hobby." Hearing this, she again gets angry at him and leaves from there, saying, "So this is what you think about me?" Next day, he tells her to get ready. He had even given her a dress, saying, "Tonight, I have to go to a party, and you will definitely come with me." When she gets ready, she was looking extremely pretty. Today, he was going to introduce her in front of everyone as his fiancée. Next scene, Jian had come to this party to talk about a project, and meanwhile, Madame Mei Ling also reaches there, because she also wanted this project. Some girls there start gossiping after seeing Jaehee, saying she is so shameless. Even after Jian threw her out of the house, she still did not leave. She keeps living in a man's house and sticks to him without leaving. Hearing this, Jian does not like it at all. So he immediately introduces her to everyone as his fiancée and says there is no need to gossip against her. If a girl stays in her fiancé's house, then what is wrong in that? She gets shocked, thinking, when did our engagement even happen? Well, he just starts smiling. After that, she drinks too much. So our Jian supports Jaehee and brings her back home. Finally, in her drunk condition, she tells him why she never left this house. Because for the last 18 years, she had only been waiting for Jian to return and take care of his home. Her dad had told her to do this, and anyway, she was only waiting for Jian to come back. Meanwhile, as soon as Nanny sees the news of their engagement, she becomes very angry and says, "What is this? I am trying so hard to keep him away from her." Meanwhile, Jian was coming closer to her day by day. Now Nanny decided to get her kidnapped. In the office, Jian keeps waiting a lot for Jaehee to arrive and says so much time has already passed. Why is this girl still not come? He even calls her, but her phone was switched off. After that, he leaves to search for her, thinking who knows what happened to her. On the other hand, these people were taking her away after kidnapping her, and she tries to escape from there. As soon as he reaches home, Madame tells him that they were the ones who kidnapped Jaehee. Actually, she wanted to take her to his mom's grave so that she could tell her the whole truth about how because of her dad she reached this condition. But while going there, they get a call that Jaehee had escaped on the way itself. Hearing this, he becomes worried about her and immediately leaves to search for her. Meanwhile, while running away, poor Jaehee suddenly slips and hits herself on a stone. Jian also hears her scream. He immediately comes there to save her. Next scene, she is shown at home. As soon as she opens her eyes, she notices that while saving her, his hands got badly injured. She had tied bandages on them. Just then, Jian also wakes up. He notices that in childhood, whenever he used to get hurt, Jaehee used to bandage him in exactly the same way. After that, she even tells him about Jian, saying there was a neighbor of mine and our bond was very good. Now he was also feeling a little ashamed, thinking, look what she thinks about me, and I was only thinking about hurting her. Meanwhile, he goes to his mom and starts crying, saying, "What should I do? Even till today, I was never able to forget Jaehee. I can never think of hurting her, but then how will I take your revenge? If I cannot take your revenge, then mom, please forgive me." On the other hand, Madame Mei Ling was feeling extremely angry, saying, "I sent Jaehee close to him so that she could bring us information about who he really is. But instead, both of them got engaged. Who knows what will happen now? Especially if Jaehee transfers her shares in his name, then our respect in the company will completely disappear. Then how will we take over that company?" Meanwhile, in the office, Jian calls Jaehee to talk with him alone and starts making her wear a tracker watch on her hand, saying, "Now wherever you go, I will know about it. At any cost, I will find you." Along with that, he also says, "I got engaged to you only because I want your shares. If possible, then just give them to me." But she clearly refuses and says, "Absolutely not. Those are my shares. I will not transfer them in your name." washroom. After some time, a girl comes there and says, I need signatures on a contract. Can you bring them from Mr. Jian? He is staying in a hotel. Actually, the one who called her to that hotel was none other than Ming, because he wanted Juhi to become his very quickly and also wanted her shares so that they could secure their place in the company. Next day, coincidentally, our Jian also reaches the same hotel. Meanwhile, she keeps searching for him there. When she cannot find him, she sends him a message. He gets surprised, thinking, what kind of important documents were these that this girl came all the way to this hotel just to get my signature? Meanwhile, one man notices her there and takes her to make her drink something. Poor girl was forced to drink it, and all of them were taking only Jian's name, saying Mr. Jian himself told us to bring you here. After that, they start taking her to a room. On the other hand, Jian keeps searching everywhere, thinking, where did Juhi go? Just now she messaged me and I have searched everywhere, but I still cannot find her. Meanwhile, Ming had brought Mr. He into this room. Suddenly his eyes fall there and he sees that nobody else but Jian himself was standing there. Jian had already recorded all his talks and says, if you try to do anything wrong, then I will tell everyone that actually you only want Juhi's shares. Hearing this, he makes an excuse and quickly runs away from there. Before Ming could arrive, Jian had already hidden Juhi inside the washroom. As soon as Jian brings her and makes her lie on the bed, she holds his hand. Today, she was in no mood to let him go. She was very drunk, so while thinking he was Jian, she even kisses him. Well, he does not cross his limits any further and just sits there lovingly looking at her. He finally realizes that no, I should not have tortured her like this. For no reason, I have already hurt this poor girl enough. Suddenly, his eyes fall on her diary too. While reading it, he slowly starts smiling because all the moments she had spent with him in childhood were written in her diary. Just then, Juhi comes there and quickly takes her diary from him, saying you should not touch other people's things without their permission. In front of her, he reacts as if he has no need to know anything about her and there is no connection between them. After that, a new rumor starts spreading. Someone had clicked her photo while going into the hotel with a man. So rumors spread that she was cheating on her fiancé. Poor Juhi becomes extremely angry and says, you must have done this. Anyway, I went to the hotel only because of what you said. And there Mr. Han said that you were the one who told them to make me drink, and I even did that too. Then what was the need to spread all these rumors against me? Fine, if you wanted to end this engagement, then you could have just told me directly. Even I do not need to continue this relationship with you anymore. Meanwhile, he was feeling angry, thinking this act must have been done by none other than Ming. So he says find Mr. Han and make him reveal the whole truth, and Ming should be fired from the job. Madam Nanny had also seen these rumors. Now she asks him, did you end your engagement with that girl or not? Look how she turned out to be a cheater. He also says, yes, I ended the engagement. On the other hand, Juhi becomes very sad, thinking, what is this? I did nothing wrong, yet everyone is speaking badly about me. First, Dad also left me, and on the other hand, Jian still did not come back. How much longer should I wait for him? Meanwhile, as soon as Jian sees her drinking, he comes there to talk to her. At first, she hugs him, thinking he is John. But when she looks closely, she realizes this is not John but Jian. She was about to move away from him when he grabs her and kisses her. He loved her too, but he still could not tell Juhi this truth. After that, suddenly, he remembers his mom and thinks, no, I only have to take revenge from her. But then suddenly her eyes fall on a scar, and she says, wait, these marks used to be on John too. Once in childhood, when he got hurt, I was the one who applied medicine on him. Are you actually Jian? If that is true, then why are you hiding it? He says, absolutely not. Stop making stories on your own. Not only this, but there are many more scars on my body. What explanation will you give for those two? Saying this, he leaves from there. On the other hand, Mei Ling says, anyway, everyone is searching for Mr. Han. But no problem, nobody will fire you from the company because of those rumors. I already found out about Mr. Han's action. Now everyone's attention will go toward Mr. Han only. So my son, you do not need to take tension. Next day, as soon as Juhi reaches the company, she finds out that instead of firing Ming, they removed Mr. Han from the company. Mrs. Mei Ling had exposed all his wrongdoing. Now nobody had any right to remove Ming from the job. Meanwhile, more than all these things, Juhi was worried only about one thing. Is John actually Jian? If he is not accepting it himself, then I will make him confess somehow. He had a peanut allergy, so she brings the same coffee, thinking, let us see whether he drinks it or not. Just then Assistant Rui arrives there, and he immediately signals him to throw it away right now. And how could Rui refuse his boss's order? Juhi becomes sad, thinking, oh no, now I still could not find out the truth. What should I do next? How will I know? Next Next scene, he comes to a construction site to talk about a project. Meanwhile, she had hidden herself there intentionally. Poor guy becomes very worried about her, thinking, where did she go? Where will I search for her? Suddenly from one room, he hears Juhi screaming and immediately runs there to check on her. Suddenly someone had locked the door from outside. He was scared of darkness. Since childhood, he used to get extremely disturbed because of it. His condition also starts getting worse. As soon as his eyes fall on Juhi, he hugs her tightly. Now Juhi finally understood that her suspicion was completely right. This is not John, but Jian himself, whose return she had been waiting for since so many years. It had already been 18 years. After that, she shares this with him and starts showing him her diary, saying, if you forgot everything, then after seeing this you will remember that both of us spent our childhood together. Meanwhile, the door also gets open. Poor girl tries a lot to make him admit that he is Jian, but he still refuses completely. He even throws her diary down. Then she says, yes, truly you cannot be John. If you were him, then you would never behave with me like this. He also says, yes, that is exactly what I was saying. I am not Jian. If I were him, then I would never treat you like this. Saying this, he leaves from there. Meanwhile, she still had not given up. So after coming home, she starts thinking, what should I do next? Why do I not go into his room and check everything? Maybe I will find some documents through which I can know that he is actually Jian. After that, she again remembers her dad's words of how Daddy had brought her into this house when Mei Ling had left from there. He himself had said that until John comes back, we have to stay in this house and protect it for him. When he returns, we will hand it over to him. If she became sure that he was really John, then she would immediately leave the house after handing it over to him. Next scene, she calls Ming and says, can you keep Jian busy for some time today? I have to do some investigation here. Ming was already happy from inside, and just to chat with him, he calls Jian there. Jian immediately understands that till today Ming had never acted like this before. There must definitely be some reason behind this. Meanwhile, she checks the documents, but still cannot find out anything. Suddenly her eyes fall on a room. She thinks, why not go inside this room? Then I will finally know whether he is Jian or not. On the other hand, Ming says to Jian, now your engagement is already over, so why do you still not leave her? Well, he could never let Juhi go, so he himself starts going to talk with her. But before she could enter Jian's room, suddenly he arrives there and says, I already told you not to go into that room. Then she says, that means you are really Jian. If you were actually Jian, then you would have allowed me to enter that room. You are stopping me because I will find out your real identity. But he again starts saying angrily that once I already told you I am not Jian, then I am not Jian. After that, she starts talking to him lovingly, saying, I know how much Madame Mei Ling used to torture you. She even locked you up. She even tried to kill you. Maybe you returned again to take revenge and even changed your identity. But you can share things with me. At any cost, I will help you. For one moment, he almost melts, but immediately he controls his emotions and tells her absolutely not. Things are not the way you are saying. I am John, and this house and this company are mine, and I will definitely take them back from those people. We both are enemies, so do not try to come too close to me. Poor Juhi becomes extremely sad hearing this. Then she also says, okay, even if you are not Jian, it does not make any difference to me. I waited for 18 whole years thinking he would come, and I myself would hand his house back to him. But now he never came, so there is no reason left for me to stay here anymore. After that, she takes her luggage and goes to stay at Miss Mei Ling's house. She even tells them that I am ready to transfer all my shares in your name too. Hearing this, they become extremely happy and welcome her properly into their house. Meanwhile, later, through assistant Rui, he comes to know that Juhi resigned from her job. Now she will work with Ming from today. He becomes very angry hearing this. He was going there to talk with her, but meanwhile Ming brings him to meet an investor who starts asking him to drink with them. He even says, yes, actually Juhi, you should do it too. Anyway, you have already proved lucky for us. Because of you, we may even get many projects. As soon as our Jian sees how Ming brought her among these people and was asking her to drink, he himself starts drinking in Juhi's place and says, she is my fiancée, so all of you stay away from her. He had never actually ended his engagement with her. After that, as soon as he brings her outside, he says, you should not have come here with that Ming. Do you not know that the person he introduced you to is a very cheap man? He only cares about his own profit. Then she also says, okay, if those people were harassing me, then what are you doing here? Meanwhile, he was holding her hand very tightly. Then he lets go and even starts apologizing, saying, I just became emotional. That is why I held your hand and brought you outside. She did not want to keep any relationship with him anymore. After all, he never accepted that he was really Jian. So she becomes becomes upset and leaves from there. Later, he comes back to the company and drinks a lot. He even starts crying because even though he did not want Juhi to go away from him, he loved her very much. But what could he do? To take revenge for his mom, he had to do all this. Anyway, she was his enemy's daughter, so how could he fall this deeply in love with her? Finally, he hardens his heart and decides that now I should not think about her at all. On the other hand, these madam were again planning another trick. Intentionally, they themselves had told Ming to take Juhi to meet that investor. They had already transferred Juhi's shares into their own name. Next scene, they start talking about another girl named Lisa, who was Mr. Yan's daughter. He was a businessman. If you make a place in her heart, then maybe we will get profit, and with the help of their investment, we will claim our place in the company. Then everyone will listen only to us. They had suffered huge losses in one project. After that, she angrily comes there and says to him that she angrily says you only keep sitting around. Have you ever even done any work in your life or not? Tell me all the details about that project. I know you are not working properly, so now I myself will have to do something in the company. In anger, he calls Rue and says, why do you not explain the project details to her properly? As soon as Rue comes to hand over the files, she finds out through them that they suffered losses in this project only because of the same man with whom she was drinking that day. Ming had taken her there only to introduce her to him. That is why our Jian had warned her before that he is not a good person. He can do anything for his own profit. That means Ming used her to impress all those people, and because of that they suffered failure in the project. Now she starts regretting everything, thinking for no reason I misunderstood Jian that day. Poor guy only wanted what was good for me. Well, no problem now, somehow I will definitely compensate for everything. On the other hand, we are shown Lisa, who is Jian's best friend. She tells her dad that if you really want to invest in Jian's company, then instead of giving it to Mr. Meiling's son Ming, you can give it to Jian. I know this guy will stay reliable for us, and if he agrees to marry me, then what could be better than that for our business too? Meanwhile, Ming was talking about that investor because of whom the company suffered losses. Now Juhi finally understands that all this was done by Ming and Mrs. Meiling only. First, I already handed over my shares to them, and on the other hand, they are not even thinking about the company's good. Poor Juhi feels extremely sad now. Meanwhile, Lisa immediately comes to the company to meet Jian, and seeing both of them together, Juhi naturally gets jealous. But in that jealousy, she introduces herself as his fiancé, and then gives both of them space and leaves from there. Next scene, Lisa says, why do we not get engaged? Let us just pretend like that. After this, all the losses you suffered will be recovered. I am even ready to invest in your project too. Whatever money you need, you can ask me. I already talked with Dad too, but he immediately refuses. He did not want to make any relationship with her. He says we are friends, and we can only remain best friends. I do not want to misuse our friendship. The real truth was that he never wanted any girl other than Juhi to enter his heart. At night, Juhi becomes extremely jealous of Lisa, thinking how can she even think of getting so close to him? But after that, she tries to calm herself down. Meanwhile, for now, she had to find that man who was running away after taking all their money. She follows him, but suddenly that man makes her unconscious there and locks her in one place. He even causes a gas leakage, thinking after some time she will die, and it will be better, because then everything will finally end. After some time, Jian finds out which man caused them losses, and where he was running away with their money. He reaches that place, and suddenly his eyes fall on Juhi's phone. He immediately becomes worried, thinking surely she must have also come here while investigating. He searches for her desperately, and in the end finally finds her in an unconscious condition. Even while unconscious, she was calling him Jian only. Then he finally says, yes, I am your Jian. I lied to you that my name was John. After that, he brings her to the hospital. As soon as she opens her eyes, she becomes very happy because that time she had heard everything and finally found out that he was really her Jian. She had been waiting for this truth for so long. She immediately hugs him. Meanwhile, he secretly starts investigating that man and says, as soon as I find him, I will never spare him. But he does not tell Juhi anything about this because she will become worried for no reason. After so much difficulty, she finally recovered. On the other hand, Jian also realized his mistake, that he treated her very badly. So he starts apologizing, saying, please forgive me. But now for sure I will become your real Jian again. I will never hurt you again. Hearing this, she becomes happy. Anyway, she had already forgiven him because because he only wanted revenge from Mei Ling, and at that time she was working for them. That is why he took out his anger on her. Finally, both of them become one again. Meanwhile, as soon as Mei Ling gets a chance in the company, she starts provoking all the shareholders against Jian, saying he is not worthy at all to become chairman. Look, because of his project, our company suffered such huge losses. At the same time, Lisa also enters the company and keeps telling him again and again to take money from her, saying, if I am investing willingly, then please, why do you not accept it? Now Lisa had also heard all these things. After that, she quietly left from there. Meanwhile, our Jian had already refused to take any money from her. On the way back, his eyes suddenly fell on Lisa, so she immediately took him to the side to talk. Now Lisa started getting angry at him. She already knew that Jian had come here with their new identity, and how her dad had killed his mom, because of which he wanted revenge from those people. That poor guy had faced so many difficulties in life. Meanwhile, she was his best friend, so she already knew every single thing about him. Then she told all this to her. First, because of you, he is not even taking money from me. And on top of that, look at you. You cannot even do anything for him. After that, she also told her that because of her dad, his mom had died. Her dad was the one who killed his mother. Even after so much pain, he still did not want to hurt her. What kind of thing was this? Well, hearing this made her feel extremely sad. Was it really true that my dad killed his mom? In the next scene, she came to apologize to his mom. If this is really the truth, then maybe it would be better if I leave his life. It will be better for him and for me too. While being with me, he must be feeling so hurt. At night, she wrote one final letter and left from there. That letter later reached our Jian. In the letter, she had written many things just to make him hate her, but no matter how much she tried, he could never hate her. After that, he immediately went out to search for her. Meanwhile, she first reached Ming and said, return all the shares that I transferred in your name. He then told her to drink with him. If you drink this, then I will definitely return all the shares to you. But drinking was only an excuse. Actually, he wanted to complete his own evil motive. On the other hand, Jian came outside to look for her. Through the watch tracker, he had already found out where Lisa usually went. He arrived there and helped her. After that, he even beat him badly and gave him a final warning never to touch his girl again. Then he took her away from there. But meanwhile, drugs had already been mixed into her drink. Because of that, her condition became extremely bad. Now she could not even control herself. Although he even brought her under the shower, still the effect of the drugs was not going away. After that, both of them became intimate. And here, we were shown a very romantic scene between them. Next day, as soon as Lisa opened her eyes first, she lovingly started looking at Jian. Meanwhile, when he opened his eyes, she became a little shy. Then she suddenly felt that he looked very hot, meaning maybe he had a fever. She wanted to go and bring medicine for him, but he stopped her and said, those medicines are very bitter. Right now, I do not want to take medicine. Now finally, he had gotten what he wanted. After that, both of them came to the company. For now, she did not want to tell anyone about their relationship. He also agreed and said okay, but from now on, stay away from Ming. He can harm you. She also said okay and left from there. Meanwhile, he again came to Nanny. He really needed her approval. He said, I found out that Lisa was not at fault in all this. It was her dad. She could never even think of doing something like that. And anyway, she took care of this house so much. She waited 18 years for my return and kept protecting this house too. Please, can you not forgive her? Then Nanny said, fine. Now you have grown up. You can make your own decision. Who am I to say anything now? Do whatever you want with her. Either make a relationship or break it. I do not care anymore. Meanwhile, Ming called her and said, if you really want your shares back, then come to the place where I am asking you to come. Mishi wanted those shares back because she wanted to give them to Jian. So after that, she left to meet him. A little later, when Jian arrived there to meet her, his eyes suddenly fell on Ming. He looked extremely happy and was forcing him to sign an agreement. If you really want me not to harm your girl, then sign this agreement. After that, he showed him the kidnapping video of his girl. Then he said, sign this agreement. Only I should become the chairman of this company. Meanwhile, that girl tried to escape by herself. She had almost succeeded too, but suddenly, her foot slipped and she directly fell into the water. Our Jian also arrived there after seeing her, and he immediately pulled her out of the water. Now he had finally made his decision. This has gone too far now. Mei Ling and Ming are continuously trying to harm me. That is still okay, but how could they even think about hurting her? I will never forgive them for this. He had specially told Rui himself, look, whatever money laundering case exists against them, collect every evidence you can find. Right now, I want to see them inside jail. Meanwhile, Juhi finally regained consciousness and immediately came to him. She softly said, I want you to put this revenge matter aside now. Why can't you just leave all this behind? Those people can harm you too. From now on, both of us should live our lives happily together. He also replied, okay, whatever you say. I will do exactly that. But deep inside his heart, he had already decided to take revenge on those people. For now, he did not show any of this in front of her. Ming looked extremely happy because finally he thought he would get the chance to become the chairman of the company. But meanwhile, Jian arrived there with the police. He said, you tried to harm Juhi before. You even got her kidnapped. Now you will definitely be punished for it. After collecting more evidence, he was directly sent to jail. On the other hand, his mother was burning with anger. How dare he do this to my son? I will deal with all of them just like I dealt with his mother. Even Mr. Chin always used to take their side. Meanwhile, Rui stayed stuck to Juhi all the time and never left her alone, saying that it was the boss's order. Juhi became extremely troubled because of this. After that, making an excuse, she directly came into the lawn. As soon as she saw Jian coming from upstairs, she immediately hugged him tightly and said, I have been waiting for you for so long. Earlier, he had already promised her, once I finish dealing with all my enemies, after that both of us will go out together and travel everywhere. Okay. Whatever wishes you have, I will fulfill every single one of them. She also happily agreed to it. Meanwhile, Nanny directly arrived at Mei Ling's house. Then she started saying, did you really think nobody would ever take revenge from you? You even killed Jian, now he is his John. Hearing this, it felt like a bomb exploded over her head. Now I understand why he has been trying to harm us ever since he returned. But after that, she coldly said, no problem. Just like I killed his mother and tried to kill him, in the same way I will kill both you and him too. None of you can do anything to me. Even Jian's mother could not harm me. The biggest shock for Nanny was finding out that Mr. Chin had not killed Jian's mother at all. Actually, these people were behind everything from the start. Meanwhile, that man had always kept saying, what you did was very wrong. You will definitely receive punishment for this. Nanny especially revealed that when she tried to drown Jian in water and kill him, Mr. Chin had even rushed there to save him. But sadly, he had arrived too late. He became furious at her and said that one day he would definitely take revenge for all this. But look what she did after that. She directly killed Mr. Chin himself. And now she proudly said, after getting rid of all of you, this company will finally become mine. Hearing this made Nanny extremely angry. She grabbed her by the throat, but that woman pushed her away and confidently said, you people do not even have any evidence against me. Then how will you send me to jail? After that, she happily left from there. Meanwhile, Nanny started feeling guilty. For no reason, I kept misunderstanding Juhi all this time. I thought her dad was behind everything, but no, I should never have done that. Then she decided, I will apologize to Juhi, but no matter what happens, we will definitely deal with that woman. On the other hand, Jian deeply regretted everything he had done to Lisa. He kept feeling guilty and even said, I do not deserve Juhi at all. He had already decided to leave her, but Juhi was not ready to accept that. She said, I have fallen deeply in love with you. I never want you to leave me. And anyway, I do not blame you. Whatever you did, you only did it for revenge. After all, because of my dad, your mom lost her life. But please, whatever the elders did, do not take revenge on me for it. I love you so much. I can never even think of leaving you. Finally, he also agreed and said, okay, I will never leave you. At night, Juhi made one soup from Nanny's recipes, and our Jian liked it very much. Meanwhile, Nanny also entered there. She had come carrying the heavy guilt in her heart. She realized that whatever she had done with Nanny was completely wrong. She had misunderstood her because she thought Nanny's dad had tried to kill Jian's mother. But in reality, that was not true at all. Still, Juhi treated her very warmly and politely. She even asked her to taste the soup. After trying it, Nanny smiled and said, this tastes exactly like the soup I make. Along with that, she also approved their relationship. Both of them looked extremely happy. Thank God, now Nanny is finally on our side. On the other hand, Mei Ling was shown meeting a person. Through their conversation, we came to know that this man was actually the mastermind behind everything that had happened until now. He himself wanted to take over Mr. Yan's company, so he had intentionally sent Mei Ling into their family so that not only Jian's mother could be killed, but after finishing all of them, their company could also be taken under his name. Meanwhile, she said, you will have to help me now. My son is in jail. How can I save him? He immediately agreed to help her and even hired a man for her, saying, whatever work you ask him to do, he will complete it immediately. She became very happy. Meanwhile, we were shown Jian and Juhi at the beach. They had come to the exact same place where they used to do cycling in childhood. Both of them were remembering their childhood memories when suddenly he received a call from the office. So because of an emergency, he had to leave immediately. On the other hand, that woman had already given orders to the hired man at night itself. Today, Jian must die at any cost. He sent my son to jail, so I do not want him alive anymore. Meanwhile, after finishing his work, that poor guy was walking while talking to Juhi on the phone when suddenly that same man came and attacked him. His condition became extremely bad. After that, Juhi found out everything that had happened there. He tried very hard to control himself, but he could not do it. Next scene, Juhi was shown searching for him everywhere and finally reaching the hospital too. Tonight, both of them were going to stay there only. Thankfully, he had not suffered any very serious injury. As soon as she saw him safe and alive, she felt relieved and said, "Thank God you are fine. I got worried for no reason. I really do not want to lose you." Meanwhile, after seeing both of them together, Nanny decided, tonight I will stay here, and meanwhile I should go and check on Mailing too. After all, she must be the one who hurt Jian. How could she even think of doing something like this? So she immediately reached her place. On the other hand, that woman was thinking, whatever dark deeds I have done till now, nobody has any evidence against me, so nobody can say anything to me. But last time, she herself had accepted everything with her own mouth. She had admitted not only trying to kill Chin, but she was also responsible for Jian's mother's death. Meanwhile, showed her all the evidence and said, "Did you really think nobody would ever find out about the agreements you forced Missin to sign after sending her to the mental hospital? But I already have witnesses against you. I can send you to jail today itself. Now the decision is in your hands. If you do not want to go to jail, then leave Jian alone. Let him live his life the way he wants. And today itself, you will quit Jason Company." She immediately agreed and said, "Okay, I will do exactly as you say. Just please do not send me to jail." But after that, she immediately called that same man again and ordered him, "Just like you tried to finish Jian, now kill Nanny too." Meanwhile, Nanny had just left from there when that man caused a horrible accident for her. After that, he took all the evidence she had and ran away from there. As soon as Jian received the news about Nanny's death, his condition became even worse. He had not even fully recovered yet. Earlier, he had already lost his mother, and Nanny was exactly like a mother to him. She had raised him with so much love. That is why his crying here was completely natural. Seeing his condition, Juhi also started comforting him and said, "Don't worry." Earlier, both of them had decided that they would not take revenge on Mailing anymore. Whatever had happened was already done. But now he had firmly decided, I will never forgive her. After that, he reached the exact same place where Nanny's accident had happened. He started missing her badly and said, "I could not even see your face one last time." Meanwhile, he also remembered how, during childhood, when Mailing tried to kill him, Nanny had brought him home and lovingly told him, "Do not worry. Never think that you do not have a mother anymore. I am here for you. I will always take care of you. But never forget your enemies either. You must take revenge for your mother one day." After that, he had also decided, okay, together with Nanny, I will do exactly whatever she says. Now remembering her made his condition extremely bad. Before he could faint there, Juhi quickly arrived and caught him. Meanwhile, behind him, Nanny appeared in his imagination and softly said, "I have gone to return the company back to your mother now. But from now on, take care of yourself and Juhi too." That girl has also faced many difficulties. Because of Nanny's death, his condition became so bad that Juhi once again brought him to the hospital. Juhi looked extremely worried. I do not know when he will recover. I do not know when his condition will finally become better. Meanwhile, in the company, Mailing's rule had completely started. She believed that Jian would never recover and return there again. "Now I alone will handle everything." She was talking to the shareholders when suddenly Juhi entered from upstairs. Before this, Jian had already transferred his few shares in her name and told her, "After me, you handle the company, manage everything somehow." On the other hand, once again someone came to trouble them. Mailing could not tolerate this anymore, so she sent her man to threaten Juhi and scare her away from all these matters. Meanwhile, as soon as Assistant Rui told all this to Jian, he became extremely worried. He said, "Till now it was fine if Mailing wanted to harm me, but this has gone too far now. She has even reached Juhi. I do not want her to lose her life because of me." After that, he directly went to Lisa. He said to Lisa, Lisa, right now, you will have to pretend to be my girlfriend. In front of her, we will act like we are going abroad together. Maybe after seeing this, she will get tired of me and decide to leave me herself. Lisa also agreed and said, okay, I will do exactly whatever you ask me to do. So according to his plan, next day she came to pick him up. Both of them acted like they were going abroad together to spend some quality time. Meanwhile, Juhi tried to stop them. She already understood everything and said, I know you are behaving like this only to keep me away from all these dangerous matters. Please do not leave me. But he ignored her and started leaving from there. Meanwhile, she kept calling him from behind again and again. Please do not do this to me. I will always stay with you. Both of us will face all these troubles together. Even if I lose my life, I will not regret it. Hearing this made him very sad because even his own heart did not want to leave her. But what could he do? Right now, her safety was the most important thing for him. He had to protect her somehow. After that, he first caught the man who had attacked him and who was also responsible for Nanny's accident. He said to him, I know your daughter is very sick. That is why those people kept forcing you to do all this work for them, right? Then he continued, don't worry. But if you want your daughter to stay safe, then from now on, you will only do exactly what I tell you to do. Understood. That man also agreed immediately. Meanwhile, through him, Jian had already decided to catch the real mastermind behind everything. Next scene. The assistant quickly informed Juhi, boss did not go abroad. He is actually still here. Hearing this, Juhi immediately ran to meet him. On the other hand, the same person who worked for the mastermind called him and informed him, boss has decided to kill Mei-ling now. That way, all the evidence will disappear from our hand. Meanwhile, just when Mei-ling was about to reach her car, our Jian suddenly stopped her and shouted, do not go near it. There is a bomb fixed inside. At the same time, Juhi also arrived there. He not only saved Mei-ling, but also protected Juhi too. After seeing all this, Juhi finally understood everything. Oh, so this was your secret plan. That is why you were trying to push me away from yourself. Then she emotionally said, how many times have I told you not to behave like this with me? I always want to stay with you. No matter what the situation is, both of us will face everything together. Finally, he also agreed and said, okay, now I have realized that even I cannot stay away from you. After that, both of them returned home together. There, he promised her, from now on, I will never trouble you again. I will always stay with you. Wherever I go, I will take you with me. And whatever decision I make, I will tell you first. Meanwhile, those people believed that nobody would ever find the evidence Nanny had collected against Mei-ling. But that was not true at all. Nanny had also saved some evidence inside her laptop, and copies of those files were found by Jian and Juhi. After that, through the recordings Nanny had kept, they finally found out that Mei-ling was actually responsible for his mother's death, not his dad. In fact, Mei-ling had even killed his father just to clear her own path. Hearing all this made Juhi extremely sad. She said, now I will never forgive her in my life. Next day, both of them arrived at the company to expose her. They started telling all the shareholders about her evil deed and how she had completely destroyed one family. Not only that, she had even tried to destroy another family too. Meanwhile, everyone started saying, a murderer should never stay inside this company. Not only the shareholders, but everyone started insulting her badly. We never imagined you could be this wicked. After that, Mei-ling quietly left from there with shame on her face. Meanwhile, both of them became extremely happy and said, thank God, now we are finally free from her. From now on, we can live our lives happily the way we want. At night, while looking at the moon and stars together, Juhi started telling him all her wishes, and he was ready to fulfill every single wish of hers. Then she smiled and said, in the end, the result was that we punished the people who killed your mother. But he replied, no, this is not the real result. The real result is that both of us are together. After saying this, he gently kissed her, and she immediately started feeling shy. Next day, she noticed that Jian was not there at all. Maybe he had gone out early in the morning. But suddenly, Assistant Rue called her and said, Jian had an accident. Quickly come to the beach. Hearing this, she immediately ran there in panic. However, he had not met with any accident at all. It was only an excuse to call her to the beach. Actually, one of her biggest wishes was that he would come to the beach and propose marriage to her there. And finally, our Jian fulfilled that wish too. He made her wear a beautiful ring, and obviously, Juhi happily said yes. Both of them looked extremely happy together. Meanwhile, he smiled and said, after this, if you have any more wishes, then you can tell me. I will definitely try my best to fulfill them too. On the other hand, after seeing both of them laughing and smiling together, Mei-ling could not tolerate it anymore. She angrily thought, "You distracted me, and now how can both of them live such a happy life? I will never let them stay happy." Meanwhile, Juhi suddenly said that she wanted to eat something there, so he went to bring food for her. But from behind, Mei-ling kidnapped Juhi. After that, she left a message for him saying, "If you want to see Juhi safe and alive, then do not tell the police. Come alone to the address I am giving you and take her from there." Mei-ling had already decided that today she would finish both of them together forever. Meanwhile, Juhi was already there looking at her. Mei-ling was feeling extremely jealous because in life every person somehow got everything they wanted, but she never got anything. Actually, she was deeply jealous of Jian's mother because she had such a good son, a company, and a beautiful house too. Because of this jealousy, she had killed her so that later everything could belong to her. But things were not going to become easy for her anymore. Meanwhile, Jian quickly rushed to the address she had given him. Then Mei-ling said, "Look, if you want all three of us not to blow up with this bomb, then you will have to do exactly whatever I say." He immediately replied, "Yes, of course. Just please leave, Juhi. Whatever you tell me to do, I am ready to do it." First, she forced him to kneel down and apologize to her. She angrily said, "You were the one who sent my son to jail, right? I will never forgive you for that." Meanwhile, he actually knelt down and started apologizing to her. Please, just let her go. But after that, she activated the bomb timer for 3 minutes and said, "Fine. If you can save her within 3 minutes, then both of you can leave from here." Meanwhile, Juhi kept desperately telling him, "Please leave from here. If I die, then let me die." But how could he leave her behind so easily? He could never even imagine living without her. Then he emotionally said, "If we die, then both of us will die together. Otherwise, both of us will leave this place safely together." Before any blast could happen there, both of them were finally saved. However, he became extremely injured. Although Mei-ling had warned him not to call the police, he had already informed the police earlier. So the police arrived there and arrested Mei-ling. Now, just like her son, she was also going to spend the rest of her life inside jail. After finally dealing with all these problems, both of them felt relieved and said, "Thank God. Now our enemy is finally out of our path." Meanwhile, he also informed the police about the mastermind behind everything and got him arrested too. After all, this is always the ending of people who do evil things. Next day, we were finally shown their wedding scene. After facing so many troubles and difficulties, both of them had finally become one forever. Now there was nobody left who could separate them. With their happy moments together, this drama finally came to an end.